Hey everyone, this is Djimusic and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to be doing a video on an MCEdit filter that I created. There's actually going to be two of them. One is a modifications to setblock filter that just makes it a little bit easier and a little bit more functionality. And then one of them is also one filter that I've been meaning to make for a while because I've been being really annoying when it comes to what this filter does. So now it's going to be a lot easier to do and you don't have to go in the game. It basically does everything you need right in the game. So the first one, all you have to do is select one block, basically make a selection of one block, so 1 by 1 by 1, and click filter. So this is the filter. It's called the create platform filter. Basically, it'll actually create a platform. It can be floating platform. It can also be in the ground, but it'll create a box, or it can create a solid box, an empty box, anything like that. And it has a lot of customizability. So let's create a 5 by 5 by 5 box. We want to make sure that it's below ground. So you want to add below the block, which is the block that's selected. We do not want to fill in the top. Actually, yes, we do. Let's make it completely filled in. So fill in the top, fill in the bottom, and fill in the center. And then we want it to be filled with water. Click filter, and you will mouse glitched out. As you can see, it completely filled it. The problem with this filter as well is you actually cannot undo anything out of the chunk. So if it looks weird, just click Control S to save it, and you'll see it actually has worked. Just because of the fact that it doesn't actually save anything outside the chunk, so if anything updated, you have to wait till you save it. So basically, this created a 5 by 5 by 5 block. If you go in here, you can actually see it's 5 by 5 by 5, and it's completely just a water pool. So this is one of the practical uses for it. You can actually make little blocks in the sky. If you want to make an actual, let's actually go right here, click it again, but this time let's make it fill with air. Let's make wood. So let's actually grab some wood, some spruce wood. Then we want to make sure it doesn't fill in the top. We don't want it to fill in the center. And so it just fills in the bottom. This will basically create a block with the bottom filled in. So this is kind of like a pool. And we want to make sure it's add below. Click filter. There it goes. It actually was all in the chunk, so you're fine. Once we deselect, you'll see it basically is just a pool. So you can actually completely make a flush pool. You can make a block. You can make walls with this. So let's say you want to have walls around this point. Go filter. We do not want to fill in the center. We do not want to fill in the bottom. Let's make it at above. Let's make it pretty high. Let's make it, there we go. Let's go 8 by 8. Click filter. And you'll see we just have a wall around this. The bottom is actually still empty. And yeah, so you can basically just create walls with this. Another good use for this is you can actually make platforms, which is where I got the name from. But for that, we have to make it in the sky. So if we want to actually have it at a specific location, let's look at this location. So it's 361, 55, 1279. So let's go to my filter. Select any blocks, doesn't matter. And then this time, we want to look for get and set coordinates right here. So this is actually based off of setblock's get coordinates function, which is really simple. It had no options or anything like that. So this actually still has the original, so find coordinates of selected blocks. It'll actually show you where the location, what's selected. So if that one's selected, click filter, it'll basically say what blocks are selected. So let's actually create a new selection, and let's actually set a block, so set block, and let's set it at, 350, 100, 100, and 1275. Let's make it bedrock. Click filter, make sure you click set block, click filter. Now nothing will change in that region. If you don't see anything, it's because it actually was outside the chunk. So just save it and you'll see a block appear. Okay, after a little bit of searching, it's actually just right here. So basically just place the block where at those coordinates so you can actually see 350, 100, 1275. So if you have to go into the game, if you want to place it, another easy way to do it is you can just basically use a filter to set the block. It does the exact same thing as /setblock. But it's an MCEdit completely. So now let's select this block and click filter. So now let's go back to the other filter and go to where is it? So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually do it at above, and let's create just a 1 by 1. Let's create this down to 1. So it's just going to create a little platform, a floating little platform. Let's make the X. Let's make it 20 by 10. We want to fill in the top. We want to fill in the center and fill in the bottom because it's basically just a 1 by 1. And then we want to make it, let's make it grass. So floating little platform. Click filter. And again, it's not actually centered because you have to save it. Once you click save, you'll see it actually has created it. a 20 by 10 platform. If you actually look around this, you'll see this is 10 blocks wide, this is 20 blocks wide, and then that is the center. Because this is an even number, it's actually not exactly centered, so it actually will have one this way more, just because it has to add up to 20. So if you make sure it's odd, then that'll be the easiest way to make sure that it actually lines up. But as you can see, it does still work. It's just 4, so it's 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, it is 10 blocks, but the center block is not exactly in the center because it's not possible. So basically, it'll move 1 to the positive direction. So it'll put the corner in the positive direction. So it'll actually move, add 1 to the negative. So there's more negative here and more negative there. But that's basically just how it works. And you have a platform. So an application for this that I actually use it for my newest map is creating a platform for, like, let's say a mini game that you're creating. All you have to do, let's actually go select another thing, move it up. Here we go. So as you can see, I have a new selection up here. Make sure that it's only 1 by 1, otherwise you will get an error. If you actually, let's nudge it 1 over, now it's a 2 by 1. I click filter and try anything. Please only select 1 center block, just because I want to make sure that I know exactly where to center it. Now, let's actually make a really large location. 40. Let's do 40 by 50. Let's do 51. So it actually has a center, and we'll do 47. Actually, we'll do 51 by 51. Now we want the height to be 55. We want to make sure it's at below. So this will basically make the blocks spawn below for the height. So it won't go above, it'll go below. We want to make sure it does fill in the top, we want to fill in the bottom, and fill in the center. Now if we want to make it fill with dirt first, once we do that, click filter, wait for it to load. There we go. Now click save to load the chunks. And there we go. We have a really large platform. So now this is pretty much good for a minigame if you want to build on this. Or if you want to actually make it grass, there's a filter based into MCEdit. It's called topsoil that I love. So if you go to topsoil filter down here, you actually will see a depth and a pick a block. So I don't know what the depth is, but basically just click filter and it will convert the top block only to grass. So you actually will have, even though these are grass for some reason, I don't know, I didn't write this filter, but it does work. Usually works fine, so yeah, there we go. It just was a visual bug. So now that we actually have that, we have a full floating grass platform with dirt underneath that you can build on for minigames, you can build on for maps. But yeah, it just makes it really easy. You don't have to worry about finding a center. The way that I used to do it is basically you find a center, you move it up, then you nudge it. If you want a 40 by block, you have to go 20 blocks this way and then 20 blocks this way. It's just a lot easier to select a point and click filter. So that's why I created that. But yeah, that's basically it for today. If you have any other filter requests, please send them to me. This was actually kind of a filter request that I decided to actually do, but I did it with Fly Crusher. We worked together to make it. And then the setblock filter is actually also from Fly Crusher because he was like, it would be really convenient to actually have that in MCEdit. So I decided to create a filter and just modify it to make it also just better. Also, this is another filter that I edited. Now, this filter works with TP and spawn point. The original does not. If you guys want this, I can upload my changes. This is Hexel Elf's filter. But if you guys want it, then I will upload it to my website. It's just mostly, I just use it for myself. So yeah, if you guys have any requests, then just send them to me. I have a contact page and website. I look at everyone's comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.